Hi guys, and today I'll be playing Close to Obsession. To start, Bronson Street, 10:30 p.m. You cradle a warm cup of tea in your hands, provided by the EMTs, when a police officer approaches you. They're tall, about 5'10", and dressed in pressed black slacks and a button-down shirt. A reserved mug tugs at their lips. The mark of a professional who's done this for years. Only the slightest tremble of their pen, hovering inches above the yellow notepad, gives away the effect the grisly scene in the alleyway had on them. Hi, I'm Officer Gabriel. I just wanted to grab your statement on what took place tonight, if that's alright with you. You can barely speak, a souvenir left over from all the screaming you did. Of course. Okay, we appreciate your cooperation. They click your pen. So first things first, can you tell me about the man who assaulted you and your date in the alleyway? You swallowed thickly and tucked the blanket around your shoulders, trying to keep your entire body from shuddering as you relived the memory. Alleyway, recounting the assaults and the homicide, 9:30 p.m. His shrill laughter assaults your ears, delighted and happy, almost childlike in its glee. Oh, did you see the look on his face? He looks so dumb, man. I wish I could have captured that in 4K. The man sighs blissfully, euphoric almost as he tilts his head back, and face illuminated by the moonlight, and whispers, I hope you like this as much as I do. Before losing him in another fit of laughter while you stand there trying to process what had just happened. You peer down your hands, vision blurring as if to shield yourself from the horror. Blood trickles between your open fingers, a warm woozy feeling thumping in your chest, sending a fresh wave of nausea rolling through you. You clamp those same hands over your mouth in an effort to keep from throwing up because you hate throwing up. It doesn't work. Instead, you end up half collapsing into one of the many trash cans dappling the back alleyway and knock it over before vomiting all over the fallen pile of rubbish. Tears squeeze through your scrunched eyelids like juice forced out of a lemon. How did this happen? One moment, you were on a perfectly normal outing with your hindered date, and now, the memory of a metal bat slicing through the air and crunching through bone, cracking his throat open like an egg, sends bile up your throat once more. God, oh God, he was just alive a minute ago. He took you out for dinner, expensive, fancy. You look at the reminders of that dinner, now lying in a mix of stomach acid. What a waste of good food. Your intrusive thoughts cut through everything else, inappropriate and unwelcome. You beat them back violently. You just watched a man die. How could you think of something like that at a time like this? You scrub your mouth clean, your eyes flicker towards the silhouette standing over the fresh corpse, bat resting over your shoulder as they nudge your date's hand with the toe of his sneaker. Another confirmation they're dead. Not such a big shot now, are you, buddy? Another giggle that scrapes against your nerves, setting you on edge. Then, you doing alright over there, Cupcake? He's burned to you, not the body. You open your mouth, close it, and open it again. You're so scared your voice refuses to cooperate. Sorry, I know I kinda made a mess. Hope it doesn't bother you too much. But at least he's out of the way now, eh? The man stretches his arms over his head, arching like a sunbathing cat enjoying the comforts of a lazy Sunday. Every movement appears slow and deliberate, almost as if he's trying to convince you he's not a threat with his carefree attitude and loose limbs, ready to strike as soon as you make any sudden movements or sounds. You're not fooled, and you won't be lulled into answering his sick little questions. Resolute, you keep your mouth shut and your eyes trained for an opportunity to escape despite the wavering odds. Cupcake, you still with me? You didn't answer my question. When you remain silent, he forges the body and closes the distance between you and 3 easy strides before lowering himself into a crouch to meet your gaze. You're half empty, tempted to jab your fingers into his eye socket, but you refrain. Nothing good ever comes from half-baked attempts at escape. Not the talkative type, huh? He softly boops your nose with the tip of his blade bat when you refuse to answer, rusted nails sticking out of the thing at haphazard angles, all crooked and wrong. What would it feel like having them drilled into your head? You shudder at the thought. If you don't give him the slip, you're likely about to find out. Not that I mind, as long as you're in the present with me, that's all that matters. We don't even have to talk about our future date. Whatever makes you feel more comfortable. The sound that leaves your throat is scratchy and jagged around the edges. You never take your eyes off his crude bat. Date? What the hell is he talking about? The man smiles in response to your confusion, all bright white teeth and borderline flirtation. Of course, we matched on Tinder over a week ago. When you stare at him deadpan, he continues on, rubbing the back of his neck. started talking last Saturday, and I felt we had a deep connection, so I tried to reach out to you about setting up a date, but you never responded, so I took the liberty of approaching you in person. Don't you remember me? I tried to place him, studying his earnest face with a weary eye. But all your previous matches blurred together in a haze of bright swipes, curated on a lonely Saturday night curled up on the couch. Not to mention, you don't keep tabs on the people you aren't interested in. He frowns, almost pouting as he registers the implications of your blank expression. Nothing at all? Not a damn clue. Oh, that's unfortunate. But I guess. He leans forward, so close that the tip of your nose touches. You'll remember me now, won't you? Then he leans forward and kisses your cheek as he presses something small into the palm of your hand, going your fingers around it. A slip of paper. Don't be late. It's the last thing he says before leaving you trembling on the ground, lost in a daze of confusion, with the warm imprint of his lips on your skin. Bronson Street, 10:30 p.m. Officer Gabriel appears sympathetic as they scribble down your official statement. When they're finished, they look back up at you, eyes soft. Do you still have the note on you? You nod and withdraw the little heart-shaped sticky note out of your pocket before handing it over to them. Gabriel frowns, taking in the smudged ink and elegant cursive handwriting, just as dumbfounded as you were when you read it in the first go, trying to find a reason within the madness. Spoiler alert, there is none. No single conversation with a stranger should ever lead to something like this. You clench your teeth so hard they start to chatter. Gabriel rests a hand on your shoulder, a gesture meant to convey understanding, despite the physical touch repulses you right away. You can still feel the imprint of the stranger's kiss, unwarranted and unwanted, on the arc of your cheek. His desire to possess you conveyed with one simple action. A piece of knowledge that makes you want to crawl out of your skin and scrub it clean underneath a vat of boiling water. Or at least scalding hot water. You fold in all yourself, trying not to hyperventilate. Whatever your newfound stalker deluded himself with, you don't care. You just hope to never see him again. Otherwise, you'll find a way to take his bat and use it against him if you can help it. There's a squeezing sensation on your shoulder, and you look up to find Gabriel looking down at you expectantly, and as if they ask you a question. Sorry, could you repeat that? I was sorry. Gabriel drops her hand, arm falling to her side. No apology necessary. You've gone through a lot. I just wanted to know if you needed a ride home. Their eyes scan the parking lot. Unless you want to call someone to pick you up. No, a ride would be great. Thank you. Gabriel smiles, this one without reservation. Of course. You get up to follow Gabriel to their car when the sensation of being watched causes your legs to buckle. You almost trip over yourself and look around. Her eyes search through the darkness, catching sight of a figure standing atop one of the nearby apartment buildings, fear running its talons down your back. But when you blink, the figure disappears, and you wonder if you imagined the whole ordeal. Hey, are you coming? Gabriel stands next to her patrol car, the passenger door open and waiting for you. Yeah, I just thought I saw something. You take one last look, steeling yourself for the figure to pop up again, but they don't. Or maybe they were never there to begin with. But still, the words the man left behind, the heart-shaped sticky note, haunts you. They're ingrained in your mind. Next Saturday, I'll pick you up at 8:30. Don't be late. I will fly across the country. XOXO Max. Bronson Street, rooftop, 10:30 p.m. Max peers over the lip of the rooftop, taking in the swirling red and blue lights below. Police officers block the alley a few apartments over, taking pictures of the corpse and directing passerbyers away from the scene of the crime. A beautiful disaster Max created on an impulse, all because he couldn't help but be inspired by you. He's always liked art, painting canvases with vibrant flashes of color that stood out to the eye, drawing attention to those who appreciated the work. He blew the canvas out of that man's body and gave it to you as a present. Do you like it? He's almost certain you do, though he feels a bit guilty about getting his work all over you. But it was all in the name of love. And besides, that man clearly wasn't worth your time, and Max wanted to give you something to show how special you are. Otherwise, he might come up as a man lacking sincerity. And he's nothing if not sincere about his feelings. So he thought about bringing you things like chocolates and flowers, but figured that those were way over the top and a bit cliche in the grand scheme of things. No, what he needed was something revolutionary. The artist in him said as much. It wasn't until he followed you around on your night on the town with that man that inspiration struck. Not to mention that man. What was his name again? Logan, Jeremy, Jared? Ah, who cares? He's going with Jared because he can't be bothered to remember because just screw Jared and his treating Scrum Brad agenda. That man led you on. Okay, he wouldn't deserve to die. Like, could have just beat him or something. He observed what became of him. Max angrily palms the wedding ring in his pocket and brings the band into the light, digging his nails into the lovely inscription of "Forever Yours" on the inside of the band. Talk about the lowest of low. And you don't deserve that. You don't deserve any of that because you deserve the best. And if you can't see that, then Max will make sure that you do. Even if he needs to paint this entire city in red to make you see it. Okay, well, that's the end of that. Okay, yeah. I think this is the demo of Close to Obsession, but that is the end of the demo. And, seems like the character we're playing is, flabbergasted to say the least, that's scared for their life right now. Because they're being stalked by this guy. And it seems like the police officer is going to be his next victim. No, I find it weird because, like, stories like these, even though they're, like, fiction, like, people really do act like this. I don't know how they're stuck in that delusion. It kind of, like, makes me want to peer into their minds and whatnot. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Bye!